What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake Fancy Headliners. Hopefully everybody's doing well up there. Week 16 championship round for a lot of you guys out there. It starts tomorrow. There's 3 games on Saturday. So we're trying to get these rankings out as quick as possible so you have a chance to make your lineup adjustments here for this weekend. We're trying to compress time a little bit. We're running a little bit short because of these 3 games on Saturday, so we're combining both the top 30 running backs and the top 30 wide receivers here in this video. The timestamps are down below just so you can find them. Looking for more detailed information? That's on the Start Sit videos. This is just a quick and dirty top 30 running backs and wide receivers. All right, we're going to start off with the running back position. Number 1, no surprise, Christian McCaffrey, Carolina Panthers. Doesn't really matter who he faces. The volume is going to be there on a weekly basis. The consensus number 1 almost all year long. Give me Christian McCaffrey, number 1. Number 2, it's going to be Chris Carson this week of the Seattle Seahawks. A great matchup going up against the Arizona Cardinals, a game in which I expect Seattle to have the lead in and rely heavily on the run second half. Love Chris Carson here. Got him at running back 2. Number 3, Zeke Elliot. He's got a difficult matchup-ish going up against the Philadelphia Eagles, but if Dak Prescott is limited at all and can't continue to throw the ball down the field, that's just more touches for Ezekiel Elliott. Give me Zeke at number 3. Number 4, Saquon Barkley. He's making his way back up the rankings. He had a great week last week. It was just with a doctor order with a matchup against Miami. Another great matchup this week going up against Washington. The touches should be there for him. Got him at running back 4. Number 5, Joe Mixon, Cincinnati Bengals, a great matchup going up against the Dolphins. A chance of some rain in this game, and Joe Mixon popped up on the injury report late this week. Make sure you keep an eye on that and make sure he is good to go before the game. As of right now, until we hear anything further, got him at running back 5 this week. Number 6, Leonard Fournette, Jacksonville Jaguars, going to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. A great matchup for him, and the volume continues to be there in the passing game. That makes him a safe play on a weekly basis, especially since some of these guys who are coming after him have some question marks. Leonard Fournette, a little bit safer in my opinion this week. Got him at running back 6. Number 7, Derrick Henry, who should really be higher on this list, but hasn't been practicing with a hamstring issue. He should be good to go to play. But how limited is he in a very difficult matchup going up against the New Orleans Saints, who are one of the best run defenses in all of football, despite some injuries on the defensive side? Derrick Henry dropped down a few spots, but still like him. Got him at running back 7. Number 8, Mark Ingram. The biggest question here is, do they rest him at all in this game? As of right now, it does not sound like that is going to be the case. So I have him all the way up at running back 8. We know that this team can run on anybody. They're going to be looking for some redemption going up against the Cleveland Browns after being embarrassed back in, I believe, week 4. Look for Mark Ingram to have a heavy touchdown upside once again. Got him at running back 8. Number 9 is Alvin Kamara, New Orleans Saints, going to Tennessee to face the Titans. And yeah, Alvin Kamara is not what we expected here in 2019, not at all. However, he is still a very solid low-end running back 1, high-end running back 2 on a weekly basis, and he's still heavily involved in the passing game. We need him desperately to find the end zone. That's really where he's lacking that ceiling, that upside this year. Got him dropped down, still inside the top 10, but at running back 9. Number 10, I have Marlin Mac all the way up at running back 10 this week for the Indianapolis Colts. Why? He's going against the Carolina Panthers, who give up like a bajillion yards a game to running backs. Love Marlin Mac, love the opportunity for a second half lead, and about 20 touches this week for Marlin Mac. Got him at running back 10. Number 11, Nick Chubb. The volume is going to be there, right? Regardless of the opponent, difficult matchup against Baltimore, who he ran all over there at the beginning of the season. Kareem Hunt has come into the mix, has had some touches, but not taking away the heavy volume from Nick Chubb. Maybe a touchdown here or there. Still love Nick Chubb. Another one of these running backs that can go out there and get you 20 touches on any given week. Got him at running back 11. Number 12 may be a little bit of a surprise. It's Austin Eckler of the Los Angeles Chargers going up against the Oakland Raiders. A great matchup, but a lot of people wonder maybe why is he ahead of Melvin Gordon in this backfield? Honestly, he's been more consistent. Melvin, 2 fumbles last week, got benched for the game. I don't expect that to carry over this week. However, Austin Eckler has been the more reliable running back in this offense and still continues to get touches. I have Austin Eckler all the way up at number 12. Number 13, Aaron Jones, Green Bay Packers, and this guy's ceiling is just absolutely ridiculous on any given week. Jamal Williams has had single-digit touches the last 3 straight weeks. It's a Monday night game, difficult matchup going up against Minnesota, but we know Aaron Jones is involved, and with that ceiling, we got him right here at number 13. Number 14, Miles Sanders, Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to be at home against the Dallas Cowboys. And the Eagles are just, looking for options at this point. Sounds like it's another week with no Nelson Aguilar. They need somebody besides Greg Ward to be a playmaker. Look for Miles Sanders to be that guy. Got him right here, running back 14. Number 15, This is where you find Melvin Gordon a few spots behind Eckler. I still think both of these guys have that opportunity to be a low-end running back 1, high-end running back 2 here in Week 16. The volume should be there. All we need from Melvin Gordon is to hold on to the freaking football, please. Got him at running back 15. Number 16, Todd Gurley, Los Angeles Rams. They're playing on Saturday up against the San Francisco 49ers, so a difficult matchup for him. But the volume here, second half of the season, has hit a huge spike. The guy is starting to touch the ball at least 20 times a week, and they're really trying to keep him involved not only on the ground, but in the passing game. That's where he's helping you out. He's scoring touchdowns, a huge touchdown upside, in an offense that just hasn't really been able to click at times this year. Still like Todd Gurley as a mid-running back 2. Got him right here at 16. 17 is Devante Freeman of the Atlanta Falcons going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, over the last 5 weeks, Jacksonville has given up over 700 total yards to opposing running backs. They are just letting people run at will against them. We know there's going to be a heavy dosage of Julio Jones. Devante Freeman in line for some extra touches. Also, got him right here, running back 17. Number 18, it's going to be James Conner, Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's got a matchup this week going up against the New York Jets. Another one of these teams that's without some weapons, right? And possibly no Juju again here this week. James Conner in a must-win game for the Pittsburgh Steelers could see a lot of extra volume. They kind of worked him back into the game plan last week. I look for a lot more touches here this week from James Conner. Got him right now, running back 18. Number 19, Phillip Lindsay, Denver Broncos, has a matchup at home against the Detroit Lions, another one of the weak run defenses there in the NFL. Phillip Lindsay kind of disappointing here as of late, but I expect the volume to be there in a cold and chilly day in Denver. Looking for Phillip Lindsay to have a safe floor this week. Maybe not that super high ceiling, but a mid to low end running back 2 for Phillip Lindsay in Week 16. Got him at 19. Number 20, Le'Veon Bell, New York Jets, has a revenge-ish type game going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers as he put forth a little extra effort. Does he get a few extra touches this week? Possibly. He's dropped down the rankings, but he's still a running back 2. Got Le'Veon Bell, number 20. 21, this is where I have Deandre Washington as of right now. Like the matchup going up against the Chargers, and now that we know that there's no Josh Jacobs, he should be in line for some extra touches. Is he a surefire running back 1? No, but he's a very safe running back 2. Got him at 21. 22, Raheem Mostert, San Francisco 49ers, going up against the Los Angeles Rams on Thursday. Another one of these guys with a really safe floor. The ceiling has been somewhat limited here as of late, but the lead touches in this backfield, they're going to Raheem Mostert. Got him at 22. 23 is Adrian Peterson, Washington Redskins, going up against the New York Giants. A great matchup for Adrian Peterson, and we expect him to go out there and get right around 20 touches once again in this game against this opponent. His touchdown upside is going to go up slightly, putting him just inside the running back 2 tier at running back 23. 24, James White, New England Patriots. They're going to be playing on Saturday against the Buffalo Bills. A difficult matchup. Julian Edelman is banged up. Who is going to be Tom Brady's next favorite target? It's going to be James White. Look for him to be more involved in the passing game. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him approach close to 10 carries on the ground. Also, got James White at 24. 25, Devin Singletary, going up against a very difficult run defense of the New England Patriots. I expect him to still go out there and get the volume. How efficient is he? That's going to be the question in this game. Somewhat touchdown dependent. That's why I've dropped him down a few spots to running back 25. 26, Kareem Hunt, Cleveland Browns, going up against those Baltimore Ravens. And Kareem Hunt is about as safe a flex play at this point as you can get. His floor, right around 10 points in PPR leagues. Not a bad play here once again. Got him at running back 26. 27 is Patrick Laird, Miami Dolphins, going to be at home against the Bengals. Possibly some rainy weather here in this game, something to pay attention to. And he is definitely somebody who has a safe floor also in PPR leagues. There's limited weapons in Miami. Yes, hashtag Fantasy Bigfoot back in the mix, and he's going to see the bulk of the targets in the passing game. But Patrick Laird, an option out of the backfield that could see some extra touches this week going up against the Cincinnati defense. Got him right there, running back 27. 28, it's going to be Kenyon Drake, Arizona Cardinals, coming off his huge 4-touchdown game, going up against the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle in a game in which I expect Seattle to have the lead majority of the time. That doesn't mean that Kenyon Drake is just not startable. He's just got a little bit more risk involved. Don't buy last week's production this week. It's a lot more difficult matchup for him. Got Kenyon Drake at 28. 29, Mike Boone, Minnesota Vikings. News has come out here recently that Alexander Madison's still not back at practice. Now, does that mean that he's ruled out? No. This is the tough part about it being a Monday night football game. We may not know in time before some of our other options have already played or had their rosters locked. As of right now, Mike Boone, the safest running back in Minnesota. If you have no other choice, he would be my number one option as of right now. But until we find out more news on Alexander Madison, Mike Boone right here at 29. Number 30 pains me to say, but it's Ronald Jones, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, going up against the Houston Texans. They're running out of offensive options in Tampa Bay, and at some point they're going to have to include the running backs a little bit more in this passing game. That's really where Ronald Jones excels. He just doesn't get that opportunity. I can see it possibly happening this week. Got Ronald Jones just inside the top 30 at number 30 here in Week 16. All right, we just flew through the running backs, but now we're including it all in the same video. What about the top 30 wide receivers? Let's take a look at those rankings. All right, number 1 better not be a surprise to anybody. He is arguably the best receiver in all of football, in all of the land on a weekly basis. It's Michael Thomas. I don't care who he's playing. He's wide receiver 1. Number 2 is DeAndre Hopkins, Houston Texans. He's got a great matchup going up against the secondary, which allows the most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Love DeAndre Hopkins, got him at number 2. Number 3, same spot I had him as last week, Julio Jones, Atlanta Falcons. You kind of have to look at the volume that he's going to get on a weekly basis. Do not be surprised if this guy goes out there and gets between 12 and 15 targets here once again, going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Love the matchup, love the volume, love that it's at home. Julio Jones, wide receiver 3. Number 4 is Devante Adams, Green Bay Packers, going up against Minnesota in Minnesota, and I expect Green Bay to come out firing once again in this game. Now, the secondary of Minnesota, not kind of what it used to be. And Devante Adams has really shown a huge improvement here over the past couple weeks, giving his fantasy owners reasons to actually remember why they drafted him so early. Got him at wide receiver 4. Number 5, Tyreek Hill, Kansas City Chiefs, playing Sunday Night Football in Chicago against the Bears. Is the matchup ideal? No. Is the location ideal? No. It's probably going to be cold outside, but it's Tyreek Hill, and he showed last week it doesn't really matter. He can produce in any type of weather. Love him here again, top 5 at wide receiver 5. Number 6, DJ Moore, Carolina Panthers, going up against a beaten-up secondary of the Indianapolis Colts, and now Curtis Samuel was not at practice as of today. Is he limited? Does he play this weekend? There's a lot of question marks. DJ Moore got him all the way up now to wide receiver 6. Number 7, Devante Parker, fantasy Bigfoot himself, making an appearance inside the top 10. He's got a matchup with the Cincinnati Bengals, but we need to pay attention to the weather here. We know the volume is there. The matchup isn't horrible. He's going to be the number 1 target of Ryan Fitzmagic. If the weather is good, look for hashtag fantasy Bigfoot to have another sighting. Number 8, Amari Cooper, and he would actually probably be within the top 5 easily if we could trust Dak Prescott a little bit more. The shoulder injury to Dak Prescott has me a little bit worried. Now, they've already come out and said, hey, he's going to be fine. He's going to play. But look what he did last game. These guys did not get any targets at all. Does that happen again this week? It is a great matchup going up against one of the worst secondaries in football, the Philadelphia Eagles, in a must-win game for the Dallas Cowboys. I love Amari Cooper, but I dropped him a few spots just due to the injury concerns to Dak Prescott. Number 9, Allen Robinson, Chicago Bears, arguably one of the best wide receivers here over the last 4 to 5 weeks in football. He is absolutely crushing it, and he's doing it with Mitch Trubisky. Now they get a matchup Sunday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs, whose secondary is above average. However, as of late, the volume has been there, and so is the production. I look for Allen Robinson to have another solid day. Got him at wide receiver 9. Number 10, Keenan Allen. Los Angeles Chargers going up against the Oakland Raiders, a great matchup for him. Another one of these guys who's going out there on a weekly basis and seeing just about 10 targets a week. That's what we're really looking for at this time of the fantasy playoffs. The guys can't catch passes and score touchdowns if they're not getting targets. Give me the guys who are going to see the looks. Keenan Allen, he's one of them right now, wide receiver 10. Number 11 is Tyler Lockett, Seattle Seahawks, going up against the Arizona Cardinals. And the guy proved last week that he's healthy. He seemed to be back in this offense, and they really need to continue to keep him going and make this run into the playoffs because they need this offense to be clicking on all cylinders to have a great shot to move any farther in the postseason. Tyler Lockett, a big part of that. Got him all the way up right now, wide receiver 11. Number 12, A.J. Brown of the Tennessee Titans. A difficult matchup going up against the New Orleans Saints. Does he get shadowed by Marshawn Lattimore? Entirely possible, but I love the upside. I love this passing offense now of the Tennessee Titans with Ryan Tannehill. He's had some real connection, some real good chemistry here with A.J. Brown, arguably one of the best wide receivers here over the past couple of weeks. Got him right now, wide receiver 12. Number 13, Courtland Sutton. He's been a huge disappointment here as of late. Got him dropped down into the wide receiver 2 tier at number 13 with a matchup going up against the Detroit Lions. A great matchup, but how much Darius Slay does he see? The problem here as of late with Courtland Sutton, his volume's just been down a little bit, but the touchdown upside will always be there. Got him right now, wide receiver 13. Number 14, his opponent in that game, Kenny Galladay. The biggest question mark here, His quarterback, is it David Blau or David Blow? Which one shows up on Sunday? That's the biggest question, and that's the reason why Kenny Galladay's dropped down a few spots to number 14. Number 15, Stephon Diggs, Minnesota Vikings. They play on Monday Night Football against those Green Bay Packers. And right now, Stephon Diggs may be in line for some added target shares. Look what's going on in the running game of Minnesota. No Dalvin Cook. Does Alexander Mattison play? Is it just Mike Boone? Regardless, they're going to have to rely a little bit more this week on the receivers on the outside. Like the upside more for Diggs than Thielen. Got Diggs right here at 15. 16 is where we're going to find Brashaad Perryman, and I can guarantee you this is the highest he's ever been ranked, like ever, in the NFL. I mean, the guy is finally getting an opportunity, and he's doing great in Tampa Bay, but it's because there's nobody else there to catch passes, really. Losing Evans, then losing Godwin, losing Scotty Miller. All of a sudden, Brashaad Perryman boosted into the spotlight in a game against the Houston Texans in which he could put up a big number. Got him as a mid-wide receiver 2 here at 16. 17, Terry McLaurin. Love him this week for the Washington Redskins going up against the New York Giants. No more Janoris Jenkins there in New York. Does Terry McLaurin actually continue to build off the chemistry that we've seen here with Dwayne Haskins over the past few weeks? I believe he does. Got him at wide receiver 17. Number 18, DJ Chark, Jacksonville Jaguars. Sounds like he's going to be playing in Atlanta this week, that he could be active. I have the injury designation there next to him. He's somebody that you need to proceed with caution. If you throw him into your lineup, you're banking on the upside, the ceiling. He's not a safe play by any means this week, but we know what he can do. We've seen it in this offense with Gardner Minshew. Right now, got him at number 18. Number 19, Adam Thielen. Same thing goes for him as goes for Diggs. I just expect them to slowly work Adam Thielen back into the process, maybe a little bit more touchdown dependent, but they're going to be relying on these wide receivers due to their lack of running options there in the backfield. Adam Thielen got him at number 19. Number 20, Jarvis Landry, Cleveland Browns, going up against the Baltimore Ravens, in which he torched at the beginning of the season for over 160 yards receiving. Does that mean he does it again? No, not likely. But he's the safer of the two options in this Cleveland offense. The target volume is still there. Jarvis Landry, wide receiver 20. 21, Tyler Boyd, Cincinnati Bengals. He may actually move up a few spots if the weather takes a turn for the better there in Miami. A great matchup going up against the Dolphins. Start everybody against the Dolphins like you do every week. Tyler Boyd, the target volume still there. Got him at wide receiver 21. 22, Robert Woods, Los Angeles Rams. Difficult matchup going up against the San Francisco 49ers. But out of all three of the Rams receivers, I still believe he's the safest option, and it's really due to the target share. He's seen 9+ targets here, at least over the last 5 weeks, and he's definitely somebody who, on a weekly basis, may not put up huge yardage, but he can rack up the receptions and give you that safer floor. He's the one guy I take a chance on this week, Robert Woods at 22. 23, Mike Williams, Los Angeles Chargers, has a great matchup going up against the Oakland Raiders, and he has a little bit of a streak going on. 7 games now with a reception of at least 39 yards or more. Can he make it continue? I believe he does in this matchup. Got Mike Williams right there at the end of the wide receiver 2 tier at wide receiver 23. 24, Will Fuller, and he may actually be higher if I knew he was 100% healthy. But, like, once again, Will Fuller on the injury report with a hamstring injury. It sounds like he's going to be good to go, but something else to monitor. A great matchup for him going up against one of the worst secondaries. Mentioned it when we talked about DeAndre Hopkins in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If Will Fuller is a full go, I like him this week. Got him right now, wide receiver 24. 25 is DK Metcalf of the Seattle Seahawks going up against the Arizona Cardinals. No more Josh Gordon in this offense. What did we see from DK Metcalf before Josh Gordon arrived? A lot more deep shots down the field. I believe that continues, and I see one of them succeeding this week for a big play. Got DK Metcalf at 25. 26, Michael Gallup, Dallas Cowboys, and I would have him up in the teens right now if Dak Prescott was 100% healthy in a matchup going up against that poor secondary of the Philadelphia Eagles. But with Dak's injury, there's a lot of risk involved. I got Michael Gallup down at 26. 27, Christian Kirk. It's come out here recently that he's going to be a game-time decision for the Arizona Cardinals going up against the Seattle Seahawks. I've mentioned multiple times now that I expect Seattle to have the lead. If that's the case, they're throwing all 4 quarters in Arizona. Who's the top option in that offense? It's Christian Kirk. Got him at 27. 28's Darius Slayton, New York Giants. Great matchup going up against the Washington Redskins. And in my opinion, Darius Slayton has the highest ceiling of all 3 wide receivers there in New York. Sterling Shepard, a safe flex. Golden Tate, more of a deep league flex. But the high upside, the high ceiling, it's going towards Darius Slayton. That big playability is there on a weekly basis, it seems like. Got him right now, wide receiver 28. 29, Deebo Samuel, San Francisco 49ers. And this one's kind of a toss-up. You could literally put Emmanuel Sanders or Deebo Samuel in this spot. They're going to share time across the field from Jalen Ramsey, about 50% of the time for each of them, which was really going to limit their upside. but the way that they involve Deebo Samuel in this offense, one of the most creative offenses in all of football, gives him that higher touchdown upside. Got him at wide receiver 29. Number 30, Odell Beckham Jr., Cleveland Browns, and they're going to have to throw the ball in Cleveland to try to upset the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens remember what happened at the beginning of the season, and they're going to be looking for blood in this game. It's going to be a difficult matchup. He has not been consistent. He's going to be a wide receiver 3 at best this week. Got him down at number 30. All right, that's my quick and dirty top 30 running backs and wide receivers, trying to condense them all into one video and give you guys more opportunities to get your lineup set here this weekend. A lot on the line. Championship week here for a lot of people in week 16. Some of you will play in week 17. I understand that. We'll still have videos next week also. Don't worry, we're here for everybody. If you have questions down below, maybe you don't agree with something, put it down in the comment section. Just let me know what you think. If you think I'm missing somebody or somebody should be moved, just let me know where and who you'd put in their place. Obviously, we can't have 50 people inside of a top 30. That doesn't make much sense. But hopefully you all have a great weekend. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Good luck in your fantasy championships. We'll talk to you later.